my amazing Algebra Half students. This is Mrs. A, and I love math. And tonight we're doing lesson 69, which is a ratio word problem, all about ratio word problems. And here is our first ratio word problem. So the ratio of the number of parrots to the number of macaws was 5 to 7. How many macaws were there when parrots numbered 750? Let's find out. Okay, so when we're working on a ratio word problem, we're going to set up a ratio, but we're going to set up a proportion, which is a ratio set equal to a ratio. So we have the ratio of the number of parrots, P, to the number of macaws, we'll call that M, was 5 to 7. Okay, so the ratio was 5 to 7. How many macaws were there when the parrots were 750? So since we have 750, we will replace this one with 750. It doesn't matter at all whether your 5/7 is on the right or the left side of the problem. What matters is that your ratio is always parrots over macaws. Parrots over macaws. The ratio was 5 to 7 parrots to macaws. So we always have to keep parrots on the top and macaws on the bottom and be consistent with the way we represent. Okay, so now we are going to use our cross multiplication. So we're going to cross this way and say 7 times 750 equals 5 times M. 5M. Now that's very tiny, but that says 5M. So now we're going to go ahead and get our M by itself by dividing by 5 and dividing by 5. So now this side over here is just equal to M, the number of macaws. So all we have to do is this math. So you might want to do it the easiest way, which is canceling before you multiply. Instead of multiplying 7 times 750 and then turning around and dividing by 5, why don't we divide the 5 into the 750 first to keep our numbers much smaller? Now we know that 5 goes into 7 one time, and that's going to give us a 5. And then we're going to have a 2. So 2, 5, 25. 5 goes into 25 5 times. And then we're going to tack on a 0 for the extra 0. So I also already knew that 75 divided by 5 was 15. That was part of my, already had that in my head. Okay, so now we have simplified the 750 and the 5. And now all we have to do is 150 times 7, which is 15 times 7. Well, I already know that 15 times 5 is 75. So 15 times 7 is 2 more 7s, which is 30. I mean 2 more 15s, which is 30. So I have 75 plus 30, which is 105. So 105, and then I'm going to tack on the 0, macaws. Now, just because I can do that in my head does not mean that you should. You can write it down and multiply it out. But I was out of room on my board. So now let's go do. So this is our answer. 1,050 macaws. That's kind of fun, isn't it? All right, let's go do example number 2. Okay, so here's example 2. The ratio of the number of wrigglers to the number of squirmers was 13 to 2. When 26 students had the wriggles, how many were, I need to correct my spelling, squirming? How many were squirming? Okay, so we have 13 to 2 is going to be wrigglers to squirmers, so 13 to 2. So I'm going to put this on another board since we're out of room there. So we have wrigglers to squirmers, and was 13 to 2. So that was the ratio that they gave us. And then they said that we have 26 were wrigglers. So we're going to replace this with 26. Okay, so now we could go ahead and cross multiply, or we could realize that 13 times 2 is 26. And that means that 2 times 2 must be 4. So S must be 4. But let's check it. Okay, so if we cross multiply, we're going to get 52 is, we'll multiply this way, 13S. And then when we divide 52, so we divide both sides by 13, and we get S equals 4. How's that? Here's your practice problem, and we only have one practice problem. So I want you to copy it down, or at least copy the important information. The ratio of winners to losers in the valley was 22 to 3. So shouldn't we have winners to losers is 22 to 3. If there were 3,000 losers gathered in the valley, how many winners were there? So we only have one more piece of information, the 3,000 losers. So shouldn't that go in the loser spot? I did your practice for you, or at least I got started. So I helped you out. See if you can finish it. Now pause your video. Okay, so now aren't we going to cross multiply? All right, so you do have a little hint. 3 times 1,000 gives you 3,000. So don't you think the answer is going to be 22 times 1,000 or 22,000? That's a shortcut, isn't it? Okay, but let's go ahead and do it out the long way. So we're going to cross multiply this way, and we're going to get 3W. And then we're going to multiply this way, and we're going to get 22 times 3,000. Okay, so 22 times 3,000. Now we're going to divide this side by 3 and divide this side by 3 so that we get the W all by itself. So now, can I just, instead of multiplying it and then dividing, can I just take the 3 out of the 3,000? So I'm going to cancel, leaving 1,000, very tiny 1,000. 1,000 times 22 is 22,000. And we did it. We are done with lesson 69. This is Mrs. A, and may God bless your day. Whoops, guess what I just realized? We just hit the halfway mark in our book. We're halfway done with our school year. That is really, really exciting. I hope you like that news. Work hard on lesson 69.